Namaste, I'm Shivaswati, and this video is to explain how do you find out whether a past life which you have seen is real or made up. So, a very illiterate souls or very low frequency souls will say past lives don't exist and it's all made up because they don't want to go into complexity of emotion or complexity of human development. But advanced souls will always know that past lives are real and they actually exist because they can understand reality through feelings. They are not robotic. They can actually feel reality and they can metaphorically understand whether a past life is real or not. So the reality of past lives exists because it has feelings and emotions attached. You cry in a past life session. You feel trauma, you release the trauma, you heal, you start feeling more positive, and so then over time after the session you start feeling much more positive, and you start feeling much more confident about your present life choices. Normally 2 sessions are needed to see a pattern of past lives which is impacting your present life, or 3 sessions are ideal. If the trauma is chronic, you need 3 sessions to see your victim lives, abuser lives, and because in the first session it's an introductory session, so we do inner child healing, spirit release, and then past life, because immediately you may not be able to understand a past life. And in the second session we immediately start with past life visions and seeing the pattern on why a difficult past life has been experienced by you, why were you killed in a past life as a slave. For example, I had a client and she was extremely anxious in the present life, living in her parents' house, and then she saw that she was a prostitute in a past life, means she was kidnapped as a child and made a mistress at 4 or 5 years of age by a man, and that man was her father in the present life, and she felt extremely traumatized living with him. And now it explained her fears on why she is feeling so much trauma living with a normal man, a normal father who is not even incestuous in the present life. He's completely normal, but then she understood that the feelings of fear from him were coming from her past life. And then we had to go in the next session on why these feelings of fear were, why did she feel get molested by that man. And then she saw herself as a witch and a queen in a past life, a very old life in 12th century Europe, and she saw that she had raped his son and killed him, and so the man was taking revenge from her. So then she saw a series of lifetimes, and she had also committed suicide in both these lifetimes, and she saw herself committing suicide in other 3 lifetimes also. So there were a series of suicides, as if she thought that death was an escape and she could simply die and the problem will end. But the problem never ended. She kept coming back and the soul kept repeating its life plan, and the problem could only end when she learned to cope with anxiety in her present life. So it was a case of a mental health disorder, depression, and therefore 11 sessions were needed to heal the case and make her feel balanced about life. So initial sessions is always about whether this really exists, and slowly you have to start believing. She started believing it actually exists and explains her present life anxieties, and slowly she understood the power of meditation in overcoming these anxieties, because meditation erases those past lives. It actually rubs out those past lives because of your neutral breathing. During meditation you can actually rub out, scientifically you rub out bad karma through meditation, and that is why meditation relaxes you and makes you positive. So after past life sessions always meditation is recommended. Alcohol has to be avoided if the problem is chronic, because alcohol again creates negative hormones in the body the next day and the healing gets irradiated. It again gets erased and you start feeling negative again and you cannot control your tears. So you have to avoid alcohol if you really want to heal. If you continue to be an alcoholic, you have to continue taking sessions every month and you don't really get healed. Though you can stop the anxiety for a month, a week, a month, 3 weeks, but the anxiety comes again if you continue taking alcohol. So that is your choice whether you believe in taking alcohol or not. And people who have psychosis or schizophrenia sometimes cannot stop taking alcohol. They need around 20-30 sessions to stop taking alcohol, and they don't invest so much because schizophrenic, psychotic people somehow believe that you can invest in cars or technology or food and alcohol and partying, but you should not invest on God or healing, and because all God's things should be free. And but that is where negativity spreads in the universe, and that's why alcohol spreads, because everything that you pay for spreads. It has value, it has fuel. So if you don't pay for God's work, healing does not affect you that much, and healing does not spread to the universe also, and positivity does not spread in your life. So you have to pay for healing for you to feel positivity coming inside with the money that is gone outside. You should not accept free healing unless it's within family and you can pay back the person through food or some other way, through love. But if it is a professional, you should always pay for healing, because when you take it out, that is when you take it in. So it's through taking out the negativity, the money, the sacrifice. That place is created where you take God's energy in, positivity in, and you accept positivity coming inside your life. And the higher you earn, the more you should pay, so that you feel the pinch, the sacrifice. And if the therapist is not asking too much, and if it's a session which has helped you, you can offer the therapist, and the therapist has to accept the money, because that is your sacrifice, and that much you need to release for you to heal. And if you underpay the client, you don't pay as much as should be paid given your income level, then the healing does not affect you so much, because you are not feeling the sacrifice. So you should always pay for a past life therapy session according to your income levels. So normally I ask intuitively how much money has to be paid. There is a minimum amount which I charge, and additionally I ask depending on the income of the person, and I usually say spontaneously and intuitively. And if they ask for a discount, then sometimes the rates are such that discounts can be given, sometimes it can't be given their income levels. So this is about karmic healing and sacrifice and feeling the positivity coming inside. It is not a materialistic process. It is not a money-minded business, because I have lost much more money after sessions than people have paid me, because my credit card loans have increased a lot because of the crystals I have to buy, and I have to overcome sickness. I have to take care of my health so that the karma does not affect me. So a lot of money goes out. It does not remain, especially after spirit release. A lot, almost, something in the head makes you spend on crystals, and you have to keep buying crystals, keep breaking. So all that happens, and crystals have to be replaced all the time. They disappear. Sometimes crystals just disappear after sessions. So the magic happens in sessions, and so it is not about money, losing money or making money. It is about surviving in a way that spreads positivity in your life, and taking healing, accepting healing, receiving healing in a way that you become more positive. So you should come with positivity and not with doubt, because doubt will increase negativity and reduce the effects of healing in your life. So past life sessions are about psychoanalysis of the past life, and why have you seen those images, how are they impacting your choices, your desires, ambitions, fears, traumas in the present life. And then we heal the soul, we heal the subconscious mind, the energies inside, energy healing. There's a very good book which Mr. Chandra Prakash has written recently on energy healing. I will send the link below, where he explains everything about energy healing. And you can read the books and you will understand energy healing. There has not been any other book like this which is so comprehensive. So he's a scientist, but he's also a Reiki master, and he has written this book, which is, I'm reading it now, and it explains a lot on energy healing. So these sessions can be taken on distance or in person or on WhatsApp or on Zoom, and everything is equally effective, because it is energy healing. Essentially, it is not physical, tangible healing. So you don't need to actually touch. There is no touch involved. It is totally mental, mind and imagination, and exploring the stories in the mind, connecting to a God in the real sense, and not automatically, but through a process. So the process makes it scientific. It is not something which suddenly happens. You can actually control your mind to go in a certain direction, to be positive or negative, and it is that process of control which has to come through a past life session. So you are kept awake and semi-awake in the session. You can see the past lives even with your eyes open. You are not allowed to sleep in a session. I keep talking continuously for 3-4 hours so that you don't sleep off, because you have to be awake to remember the session and then implement the guidance given by your spirit guides to improve your present life. So meditation is always prescribed after sessions for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And the more easily you surrender and you allow the stories to come up without doubting whether it is real or not. Just allow the flow. The more easy your past life session is, and the more your healing will be. So a past life session is usually a nice session. It is like seeing a film, and it is energy taking, so you should always eat well before the session. Drink a lot of water. Don't drink alcohol before the session or 2 days after the session. Allow your mind to rest and absorb the healing, and then continue the meditation after the session. So normally 1 or 2 sessions are very useful. 1 or 2 sessions are effective for at least 60% of the people. Need only 1 or 2 sessions. More curious and more imaginative people take more sessions. 4 sessions helps a lot. More than 2 sessions. If you take 4 sessions, it is a better set to take. And otherwise, even 1 session helps a lot. There are people who get a lot of improvement even in 1 session, because the connection to God gets re-established. So it is a positive process. You spread positivity. By undergoing the process, you become more positive yourself, and a lot of doubts are cleared in your mind. Thank you.